Welcome back to the Real South Africa. We really appreciate you guys following and watching us. We will be taking you on a quick journey through Blue Valley again. There are those who wanted to see it in the summer months, so here it is. And also, right in the middle of that, we have a white table talk with Asha Hotep. She was one of our travelers, and now she is going to be talking about her time here in South Africa and what she found and her ideas of what South Africa really is to her. And then, of course, we would love for you guys to stick with us, subscribe, and let everyone know about the Real South Africa through your own social media. So please just go ahead and start watching this, and let's get after it. Let's enjoy the Real South Africa. Of course, pay attention. Holla is coming soon, and the takeover is happening. And then, of course, for your investments, make sure that you reach out to Creed. It's time to invest in South Africa. All right, everyone, we are back in Blue Valley. And the biggest reason why we are doing this is because we've had so many requests to see Blue Valley again. We had people who wanted to see it in the summertime. I think the last time we viewed it, it was in the winter. Keep in mind that the seasons are reversed here in South Africa. In the course of the northern hemisphere, it is nice and cold right now, and right here in South Africa, in sunny South Africa, it is nice and warm. Now we also, I'm not riding by myself in this car. We have someone else with me, and let me go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, Latasha Blanton here. I hope you guys are well. Just grateful to be able to drive through this neighborhood. It's always, even though we live here, it's one of those things where you never get tired of seeing the beauty that exists, and just driving around and looking at how everyone is doing and seeing how well everyone is feeling. People in this neighborhood are generally happy.
Yeah, we keep in mind that this is South Africa, and there are all types of estates, all kind of estates that you can find yourself in. And of course, this is a golf estate. You have different types of estates, equestrian estates, country estates, and so forth. We have, I think, safari estates. I think I've seen that as well. But this is just one. And I would also tell you that you can always move here if you choose to move here. The homes are reasonably priced, especially for what you get. Somebody asked me about the HOAs and what do you get, and I said, well, you get top-notch security. You get they got basketball court, golf course, gym,
Squash,
tennis court,
spa,
clubhouse. What else? Restaurant.
Play area for the kids. Lots of green areas.
Yeah, and there's a store that if you need to get stuff during the day, you don't have to leave. And there's several green spaces. There's parks. All this is inside the estate. And keep in mind, even through this video, we can't show you the whole thing because it's absolutely large.
It's super large.
Yeah. Now, after this little ride that we're going to go, we actually had a friend with us. She wanted to see it as well, so we brought her. And of course, she's going to be speaking. Her name is Asha Hotep, and of course, she has her own YouTube channel. It's called Asha Means Life. She came here to look for places just like this because she plans on relocating here to sunny South Africa. Now, keep in mind that everyone that comes to South Africa doesn't need to be relocating. You could just come to visit. There's so many attractions. There's so many things to do. And of course, you can always enjoy the weather here in South Africa as well. So there's no reason for you to not want to come to SA. And of course, us at the Real South Africa, we literally can make sure your whole trip and your time is used wisely. Because we are here and we know where to go, what to do, and we have so many great relationships with a lot of vendors here in sunny South Africa. So when you do come, you will be extremely like, wow, this is professionally done. Would you say, Tasha?
That's what we do. We make sure things are squared away for you. And you're right, coming on a visit is definitely your first taste. And, Asha, who we're going to talk to in just a little bit, made it very, very clear that she wanted to come and do a long stay because she was able to. If you can't do a long stay, that's fine. We do offer shorter packages, but we still tailor those packages so that you still get a full experience. And then you start to understand why you need to come back multiple times and start planning your exit strategy if that is your plan.
Yeah, but everybody need, especially if somebody who's in the diaspora, the African diaspora, need to at least put their foot on African soil for at least one time in their life, and do it purposefully. Like I've always said, and I've said in the past that you are from here, your DNA originates here in Africa. So why not come back to Africa to see it for yourself and to spend some time and to create your own experiences and your own journeys, and you don't have to continue to listen to somebody else tell you about their journey. You can tell them about your journey, and then hopefully they'll make the decision themselves to come to Africa and just feel what it's like to land here, in your ancestral lands and so forth. And of course, our South African buddies are always looking for more people to play with and so forth, more people to sit down and have drinks with and have conversation about, being African and learning more about the African cultures that are here. And again, this is not all of Africa. This is South Africa, but they have their own unique cultures that are indigenous here. And then some of the things that they do translate all the way back to, to the U.S., and you'll be surprised what you find once you get here. What do you think, Tasha?
I think that when we get a chance to talk to Asha, she'll explain to you even more what South Africa actually offers as a whole. You did mention how sunny it is, the people that are here, our favorite thing, which is food, but just being here in and of itself is enough to kind of give you a sense of peace and relief. And we're going to hear more about that as we talk to Asha shortly.
Yes, and we got a situation where we're embedded here. So we're not just showing you something, then you're like, how do I get here? How do I get there? We got a program set up just for that. But right now, go ahead and listen to Asha and see what she has to say. Start this thing. Hello, everyone. This is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa, and of course, we have Latasha Blanton.
Hello, everyone.
And we all know who this is right here. She's become famous over the last 3 months or so. And you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Asha, and Asha means life.
I love it every time.
Unfortunately, I knew that was coming. And whatnot. She has a new intro as well that she's going to be putting on her channel. So if you get a chance, go to her channel, Asha Means Life, on YouTube.
On YouTube, yep.
Yep. Go to her channel and just again follow her journey. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you can identify with or her channel. So go with that, and of course stick with us as well. The Real South Africa. Obviously, you can go ahead and like and subscribe to her channel, Asha Means Life, and then of course you can also subscribe to our channel as well. Now, what we're going to do is talk about some things.
We're going to have the tough conversation.
Oh boy, here we go.
So obviously we've been here for years. Tasha, she's been here for years with me as well. So she's going to have some comments. So we're just going to talk about various topics. I think one of the biggest topics is, now, when you came here, tell everybody your story about you coming here and the reason why and all of this, because you're the center of attention.
Yes, you are.
Okay, all right.
Meaning you're in the middle.
So my story begins, I saw a documentary in 2008 called Blacks Without Borders, and I decided at that point that when I retire, I'm going to spend the rest of my years in South Africa.
Okay.
And so I retired in 2018 and just made preparations to make my way here. And so I've been here just checking out everything on the 90-day tourist visa. And it just reaffirmed and reassured my opinion and thoughts of coming here and wanting to live here, just being surrounded by the beauty and the people and just everything. So that's my story.
Okay.
That's the short version.
That's the short version.
Yeah, very short version. We're gonna deep dive into some of this stuff and that documentary. It was a game changer for a lot of people, believe it or not. A lot of us saw it. Some of us took it to heart. And of course, you know, just think about that documentary and what you've seen over the last, 80 to 90 days. Was the documentary pretty spot on?
Even more so, I think. I was so blown away with what was being presented in that documentary back then, but then to come here in 2020 to 2021, because I brought the new year in here. That was my goal. I wanted to bring in the new year here, so I accomplished that. But there's just so much more. I mean, you have to be here to see it and feel it and witness it and experience it. It's fascinating. It's a beautiful place to be, amazing experiences to be had, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that documentary was done by Stafford Bailey. I think he's passed since, but I think he's from the West Coast as well.
I'm not sure where.
I think he is. I'm pretty sure he's from the West Coast. But that documentary is still groundbreaking and so forth. So if you haven't had a chance to find it, it's actually on YouTube. It's called Blacks Without Borders: Living the American Dream in South Africa. It's a little dated, but a lot of the material in it is something that you probably need to, look at. It's free. It's free. It's broken down into 7 parts online.
Absolutely.
So watch it, and like I said, you can maybe skip one of your Netflix movies and watch this and whatnot and get some information. Tasha, you have any comments so far?
Not really. I mean, I'm just thankful that Asha gave us the opportunity. She did mention the documentary, which is the same documentary that we actually saw, and we discussed it over the phone when we spoke with Asha, and her timeline got pushed back a little bit just simply because of COVID, but she was determined, which we could tell on the phone, and as soon as the borders were opened, she emailed us like the day she found out. It was like, I'm trying to let her know that she can come, and before I can say, hey, this is what you got to do, she's like, I'm coming on this day. Book my stuff.
Exactly.
So she was very determined. She trusted us.
Absolutely.
I think we did what we promised we would do.
You did that and more. The experience, the level of professionalism that your service provides, your company provides, it helps you, it calms you, you're in good hands, you're going to be well taken care of. And it started with a conversation, sat down, you shared with me what you provide, and of course I watched all of your videos, so I pretty much knew what you provided anyway. But then you also incorporated things that I was interested in doing while I'm here as well. So just the quality, the level of service is just, I highly recommend, The Real South Africa to everyone. Anyone who's listening, I highly, highly, highly recommend the services of The Real South Africa.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Great. Thank you.
Yes,
thanks.
absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad we did well by her. And of course, we have several people that are already booking to come, and those to book to come. So if you need to get off the fence, go ahead and give us a call. Or obviously, reach out to us. We'll schedule it. We'll have a conversation, and we'll go over what your needs and wants and desires are, and then hopefully you'll be sitting in this chair at this right table talking about what happened and whatnot. So I said what happened. So tell me what happened since you've been here. I mean, talk to us. Talk to them.
Well, part of the reason why I wanted to come for the 90 days is I wanted to get a feel for what it's actually going to be like living day to day. So aside from the tourist attractions that I did participate in, I also wanted to just spend time being in the community, interacting with South Africans, exploring on my own, and so I had a lot of opportunity to do that, and just met some amazing South Africans and even other African immigrants that are here. And I can't even really put into words like the things that I've experienced and the joy and the fun that I've had, just know that I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Y'all may have seen some of the videos of me having some fun. So just know that I had a lot of fun. So,
White table talk. No.
a lot of fun. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So would you? So I understand that your position is not like anybody else's. You were already retired. You had the time to take.
Yes.
So obviously your experience is very unique to you. Obviously we offer packages that are 6, 10, and 13 days, and we usually recommend 10 days. What would you say to those people that are like, if I can't stay for 30 days, I don't want to come at all? Like, what would you say to them? Because
I would say come anyway. I don't care if you just come in for the weekend, which would we've
had people do that.
But I mean, you just have to come. I don't care if it's the 6 days, the 10 days, 13 days, whatever it is. Just come. The experience. This is my very first time coming to the continent and to this country. So I've been waiting years and years and years and years to experience this moment. So if you're somebody who's like me and you've been waiting for many, many years to come and experience it, like, just come and let it speak to you. Let the experiences happen and just be in the moment and just enjoy being here and being surrounded by all these beautiful people and just everywhere I look, I'm just in awe of everything around me. The people, the buildings, the homes, the neighborhoods, the infrastructure, the quality of service that you get here. I'm just pleased by everything. I don't have the words to express how happy I am most of the time. I just sit and I'm still and just looking around, just in silence, because I'm just so impressed with everything.
I love it.
I will say, and echo what Asha says, the same thing. The people make it. The South Africans, their cultures, all this, the mashup of cultures, especially here in Johannesburg. It comes through and it makes you feel comfortable. Everywhere you go, you see people doing wonderful things. They're 22 years old and they're doing great and wonderful stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Not just looking for positions and jobs. They're creating. They're entrepreneurial.
Yes.
And every time you talk to them, you're just amazed of their knowledge. Even though from the U.S. perspective, we're told that they are lacking, they're behind, they're
lazy.
Yeah, they don't know. We got to come over there and help them in every aspect of life. And I find that not to be true at all. I find out that they can help us
Absolutely.
in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. And they have.
They have
with some of the services. And the thing is, the young people that I've met so far, like, they volunteer to assist you or offer to show you this or show you that, and they'll ask you, oh, have you been this place or have you been, and they will literally volunteer. And because we're from the U.S. and so we're kind of like, well, I don't know if I should be going off with it. So but they are very well meaning and they really, really mean it. They're sincere with their offerings 100%. And wanting you to see how they live, where they live, and they want to share it with you. And it's just so beautiful to see young people that have so much life in them and so much energy and so much desire, to want to succeed and are succeeding. It's just a beautiful thing to see. And I want our young people in the States, I want them to experience that. I want them to see it, because it's different when you're here. You feel the energy. And so I just want our young people in the U.S. to be able to experience that kind of energy and feel that kind of love and support that you're going to get here. So yeah.
Okay. Now keep in mind, you guys, that we did an interview. We did a couple of interviews with Asha before, and then of course you can look at those interviews. We have 2 other interviews that we did. And so you can kind of, see her progression. Of course, you can go to her channel as well. Asha Means Life. I can't sing it as well. But we can go to her channel as well and see her progression here in South Africa. Now, I will say to everyone that I personally, I believe everyone should at least come as a tourist come and see it for yourself. Yeah, the internet can teach you some things. You can learn some facts and some factoids and things. But everything that she just mentioned, but everything that she mentioned, you're not going to find on the internet. You're just not going to find it. You got to actually come here and, I would say, be part of the culture. Be part of it.
Yes.
So now, do you feel like since you've been here, as long as you've been here, do you feel like you're part of South Africa or part of the culture?
I am South African. I don't know what y'all talking about or anybody else. I am South African. This is home. When I say I'm going home, I mean to my place here. This is home.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. I know every time we've left, we've left on a ton of occasions, 10 times maybe, I don't know. We left for various reasons. And there was a time we didn't actually live here. It didn't seem like it because every time we was in the U.S., we was always talking about South Africa. We was always talking about the food that we could have ate.
Oh, the food.
Let me pause there.
She said, the food. Now, Asha, you have to tell them that before you got here, you didn't eat meat before you got here.
No, I didn't. Yeah, red meat.
Right, you didn't eat red meat.
So, yeah.
About that.
However, so I allowed myself to just enjoy the food. That means I'm going to eat some steak. I'm going to eat the lamb chops. I'm going to eat whatever I feel like eating because guess what?
Go ahead and say it.
I'm retired and I can do whatever I want to do.
Fair enough.
So I'm here and I'm here to experience all of what it is to be here, what that means. And so if that means I got to eat a steak, if that means I got to eat a lamb chop,
them lamb chops, huh?
And doggone it, that's what I got to do.
Ain't nothing wrong
but
with
it doesn't mean that I no longer eat the healthy foods that I actually do eat.
Yeah, you do eat healthy, actually.
Yeah, I actually do eat healthy, but it's all healthy because the food is so fresh and so it's clean, it's free range, it's there's no hormones injected into the stuff. I mean, it's easy to digest. The presentation is just so beautiful. Like, I can't say enough about the food.
Yeah.
So I have no regrets whatsoever about what I'm eating. Like, it's just beautiful.
I will say this. Every time we've been out to eat, whether it's on video or not, because we have spent time with her that we didn't record, she does do a happy dance every time she eats.
Oh, yes, I do.
She does a happy
Yes,
even when she's by herself, she does a happy dance. Because she really enjoys the food. And it's funny, I think that I've gotten to a point to where, like, I would usually, like, clap like a little, because the presentation is beautiful. And then when you taste it, it's almost like, I don't know, it's like a little party in your mouth. So for her,
sometimes you don't even want to
right.
disturb it because
it's
so
so pretty,
it's so nice, and so it's like
pretty.
I don't want to mess this up, but it's just delicious. The food is amazing.
The food is absolutely
you can
amazing.
feel the love in the food.
Like, you know what? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, someone's back there, like, literally,
yes.
like,
just loving what they do and the presentation. Like, it's just beautiful. So y'all gotta experience it.
Yeah,
so calling all foodies.
Yeah.
Because people think that sometimes they see that we post food or they see these plates, and they're trying in their mind to try to have an understanding. So they're thinking of their Sizzlers or their Applebee's, Ruth Chris, and things along those lines. And as far as price is concerned. I mean, obviously you've purchased food on your own. You sat down in a restaurant, had you a very nice spread, appetizers, the whole nine, and we talking about price points. I mean, do you feel like you're spending more money here or are you spending more money in the U.S. buying the same type food? Well, if you can find it,
you would definitely spend more money in the U.S. for the types of meals that I've eaten and that we've eaten. You'd spend hundreds of dollars on the meals that we've had here for sometimes less than $100. For a group, and that's for a group.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's food. It's affordable. it's affordable here. It's affordable to have fine dining, to experience fine dining here, to be entertained. Everything is just so much more affordable. Look, I'm looking out the window and I see these two young teenage boys on the golf cart. They're just rolling down the street, and I'm just like, it just caught my attention. I'm like, oh. But that's so beautiful to me. Like, that brings tear to my eye, because to see these young black boys in their neighborhood just rolling down the street on their golf cart.
This is South Africa.
Where in the
They're
U.S.
probably going to the clubhouse to get pizza.
Exactly. Where in our neighborhoods in the U.S. are you going to find, like, it's rare. It's very, very rare. I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's very rare. But to see them just laughing and being, just happy and just enjoying their lives and not having a care in the world about being pulled over, or racially profiled or anything like that. So it just caught my attention.
No, it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's good.
See, a lot of you guys don't realize, well, some of you guys do who follow us a lot. We live in Blue Valley Golf Estate here in Johannesburg. Some people call it Centurion. Joburg is Midrand. We're right there on the line. And so here in our community, we have a lot of black people who live here, a lot of black South Africans who live here, and they raise their families and so forth. So, and like I said, we're on a golf course. I mean, I can point to it, it's right over there. And you will see a lot of black people just walking together, riding around in golf carts, just, being very oblivious of what we go through in the U.S. So speaking on that front, since you've been here, I know there's people that always ask about apartheid and things along that line. Is that something that comes across your mind since you've been here?
No. The only time that, of course, we stop and think about apartheid and President Nelson Mandela and the generation of people that experienced it, but it's not something that's in your face on a day-to-day, just on a day-to-day activities. You're not walking around thinking about apartheid, and there's so much growth that has taken place in this country since that time. So much growth and so much just amazing things that's happened with the country and the people here. Apartheid, it's a part of the history, but it's not present in your face. And we learned the lessons from that era. And I always say that South Africa is a excellent representation or model of what the U.S. could be if it wanted to implement the things that South Africa has done for the betterment of all of its people, and not just the benefit of a few.
Yeah.
So.
And I will say it's not perfect here. But they're working on making a more perfect union. I'm sure you heard that somewhere. They are working on it regularly, and we see it all the time, especially because we're here, and they make real good, strong efforts to move forward, and it's going to take a little time. But keep in mind, they only have 27, 28 years worth of I'm going to say freedom or post-apartheid. And if you come here, especially as a tourist, you come here, you will see stuff that you'd like, wow, how are they doing these things? I mean, some of the architecture here is insane. What do you think?
Like, I love the designs, and just looking out at the designs of the homes and the structures, and knowing that, wow, black people are the designers of these structures and these buildings, and it's mind-blowing. The talent here is just so incredible. Yeah. Like, the talent here is so amazing and so incredible. And like every little thing, I keep saying, it just brings a tear to my eye, because every aspect of existence here, of life here, is touched by an African hand, African mind, African thought, and African everything. And so the thought of that, when you sit with that, and it hits you and you absorb that, it's just such a powerful thing, and it just makes you, it's an emotional, it brings up emotions and of pride and joy and love and happiness and all those mushy things.
All those things we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, but I think about, and we're going to get into her intro that she made for her YouTube channel and how it came about. I'm just gonna give you the backstory, and she knows part of it, maybe most of it. But we got here, and we interact with South Africans all the time. We get emails all the time asking, could we collaborate? Let's do some business, or whatever the case may be, to promote each other. That happens a lot here in the Republic of South Africa. And you can't get around it. There's not a lot of animosity amongst others. Everybody's trying to assist. So what happened was, I'm sure you guys heard me talk about Street Kids, DVC, Digital Venture
Capitalist.
Yeah, Digital Video Capitalist. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm been drinking.
We've all
been drinking. It's been what you call it, Kool-Aid. But no, we actually, she saw the work that they was doing. And then I was having conversation with them, and then they actually brought her out to do, a full shoot, And she's going to tell you just a little bit about it. So go ahead and tell them about your full shoot.
Experience.
I had the most fascinating experience ever. Like, Neo and the crew are so awesome and so amazing. They made me feel so welcome. And I came to them because I had a concept in mind of creating an intro for my channel. And so I told Neo what my channel is about and what it represents, and told him a little bit about me. And he came up with the most beautiful intro that when I first saw it, I'm like, tears were coming to my eyes. And so I can't wait to upload it.
Yeah, so you guys can see it.
Can't wait to upload it. So just stand by. But I had the most amazing experience ever. I had so much fun, and they made me look fabulous.
Oh, I saw the pictures, and I was just like, dang,
like, that's
Asha,
me.
You look good. Now you have to tell them what you did the night after because you look so beautiful.
Oh, so that night, the evening of the shoot, when I came home, I said, I'm just looking too good to be staying up in this house looking like this. I cannot let this go to waste. So what I did, I collected myself, and I escorted myself up to one of my favorite places, the News Cafe.
Amen.
And I had a dinner, and I had a drink. Cosmopolitan.
Amen.
Yeah.
Had a Cosmopolitan, and I just enjoyed the evening, and just watching everyone and letting everyone watch me.
Yeah.
But I got so many
beautiful.
compliments.
I got so beautiful.
So
Like,
many
she's
compliments.
a star somewhere. I know.
She's gotta be
beautiful.
She's in that show, The River. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly,
beautiful lady.
But I had the best time ever. I didn't want to wash my face. I did not want to wash, because the makeup job that was done was so beautiful.
Ruben did your makeup, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rube's the makeup artist.
But you renamed him something.
Ruben the Great. Ruben the Great. Ruben the Great. So because I was concerned. I was like, okay, is he gonna be able to?
Girl,
because
this
is gonna be some work. You're gonna put in some work. So when I looked at myself, I'm like, oh my God, Ruben, you're the great, Ruben the Great. So he did an amazing job. So, and I look forward to working with them.
Yeah.
Once I make my return.
Okay.
Are you already planning your return?
Oh, absolutely. I was planning my return before I even
Got
got here. Before I got here the first time.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Awesome.
So what would you tell people back in the U.S. about the lifestyles that could be had here in South Africa, especially for someone? I know a lot of people who have worked in careers and retired, and now they're in their mid-50s back at work, trying to maintain an old lifestyle that they picked up from the 80s, because you remember the 80s. The 80s was nice, wasn't it? Anyway.
The 80s were the best.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that. But anyway, But trying to maintain a lifestyle. But they can do a lot of those things right here in the Republic of South Africa.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think whatever level of lifestyle you want to have, you can have that here. For those of you who are retired and you have pensions or Social Security or any other type of fixed income, you can come here and, like I said, enjoy whatever level of lifestyle you choose to. If you're a minimalist, you can enjoy being a minimalist. If you enjoy being a socialite, you can enjoy being a socialite, because your money here will stretch, and it will just take you a lot further. And it's not going to break your bank. You don't have to try and stretch it out and try to. And I am a budgeter. I'm a budgeter and a planner. But I budget. A budgeter. But I budget only because that tells me how much money I get to spend. So I get to, budget, and I get to know how much I get to play with, aside from taking care of, the household bills and things like that. So, but it's not putting a strain on your finances by living here. It's actually benefiting, in my opinion. It's going to benefit you even more because the quality of life is so much better here. The services are much better here, and I wanted to know what the out of pocket cost would be to see a doctor. So I made an appointment with a lady doctor. I made an appointment. And for the consultation, for the exam itself, mammogram, even a prescription, I came out of pocket about $300. Whereas in the States,
your copay would have been $300.
Right, exactly. And the experience was just so professional and so amazing. The environment, the atmosphere, the office space, everything was so. I felt like I was in the States at my regular doctor's office. It was just an amazing experience. And so I'm like, okay, so the quality, the services, you're not going to miss out on anything. You're not going to have a poor quality of service. You're going to, you'll be able to afford a nice quality of service. And I know insurance is affordable here as well.
It's extremely affordable, yes.
So that's, I just don't think you would have to be concerned about as much that you are concerned about in the U.S. Just much more affordable.
Because it's funny, as we get older, we ultimately spend more time at doctors and doctors' appointments. Or in the U.S., the insurance rates go up and up, and then not to include the co-insurance, the co-pays that go along with that, and then sometimes you just decide not to go simply because. Right. And let's don't even talk about being able to purchase the medicines that go along with that visit. But that's pretty incredible that you shared that you went to a lady doctor. Right? I'm not sure she was a black lady doctor. I'm not
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It was the most amazing. The whole time I'm just sitting there just smiling because she's this beautiful black woman doctor, and I'm also sitting next to another beautiful black woman doctor.
Thank you.
But it was just the experience was just, I was just so happy to be there.
She was like, I don't even care.
Right. I was just so happy to be there. And what was interesting, she even provided services that I didn't even get in the U.S.
Wow.
As part of the routine. Like, I'm like, oh, y'all do this here?
Just like regular?
Right, this is part of the service. So it was just really, I'm like, wow, this is pretty
very
interesting.
Thorough.
Yeah.
It was very, I'm like, wow, I could get used to this.
They're
so
very
it was
thorough.
a
Very
cool
thorough.
experience. Yeah, it was a very cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people all the time that South Africa, they're on their game here. And they really, I'm not saying they want to impress you, but I think a lot of times when people come here and they're like, but is it like in the States? Is it like in the States? And they're using the States as a litmus test, which makes sense because that's all you know.
Right.
I can tell you that chances are you're probably going to get a better deal here than you would get even in the States using your stateside measurements. So,
Absolutely.
like she said, she went to the doctor. I mean, trust me, we had doctor's offices. We used to own doctor's offices, and it gets to be expensive.
It does.
But to have a full treatment and just walk out of there out of pocket, the $300, you're not going to find that.
Yeah.
And a lot of services, we've been to the optometrist, the dentist here, same thing. And you also mentioned insurance. Insurance is pretty inexpensive as well. I mean, I think we have a Cadillac plan, a plan that has like all this stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's still ones better than that, but ours is pretty good.
Yeah, ours is pretty good, and for us, it's very inexpensive. And I don't think we don't pay co-pays or anything like that.
No,
I don't think we pay co-pays or anything like that.
Not for medicine. We just
we just give it.
Yeah. So
but long story short, like I said, South Africa is it should be an option for everyone. And it all starts with a visit. I mean, you came here on a visit.
Yes.
Technically.
Yeah. No, she actually came here on a visit. This was her first time.
It was a visit. Yeah. It was a visit. Yeah.
And these are the types of things you'll find out. Now, again, I've been to Mexico. I had a great margarita. I did, but I didn't go away knowing that I had another option in life. A lot of us want other options, but unfortunately, you probably need to come, give us a call, come out and see what we're doing, and then of course, obviously, you could reach out to Asha on her channel, on her YouTube channel. Maybe send her a message. She could maybe send something back, because our whole goal ultimately is to get people to come to South Africa.
Yes.
But keep in mind, if you are fond of Ethiopia, go to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
If you are just fond of the Congo because you had a friend in college that was from the Congo, then go to the Congo. Just take the time to come to Africa. Nobody's not saying that you have to give up your whole, North American, African American existence or identity.
Right.
But if you choose to, you can.
Yeah.
Like this young lady right here, because her ultimate plan is to go back to the U.S., sort out some things, and then ultimately come back here.
Absolutely.
And
by
build,
the end of this year.
Yeah. So she'll be a South African.
That's right. I'm already a South African.
Yeah. She's
telling you.
I'm South African already. So I think the overarching point is that, our goal is to let you guys know that there are other options. It doesn't have to be South Africa. It just look at other options for you. Know that that you need to have an exit strategy no matter what. And Asha obviously had been thinking about her exit strategy for some time. We have been thinking about ours. She connected with us. We're assisting her on her exit strategy. And she's going to be fine. And she's proven that because she's taken the step to live here technically for 3 months. And she doesn't have any regrets. And I think that when we had the opportunity to stay here for an extended period of time.
The only regret is that I have to leave. Temporarily. That's the only regret.
She's like, it's just for a small respite. I'm coming back.
Exactly.
But even when we had the opportunity to stay for, extended periods of time, we became more aware of what our options were, and then ultimately made the transition. I mean, if we had the opportunity for someone to show us the way, like we're trying to do for all of you, I'm sure we would have moved expeditiously, like faster. Faster. We would have moved faster. Versus taking 5 years to actually make the full transition. So it can be done, but obviously, you got to come here on a visit first. Get a lay of the land. You're not going to be able to do everything that Asha did in 90 days and 10 days. You're not going to be able to do everything that we've been able to do over a 10-year period, or even living here for the past 3 years and 10 days. But the idea is for you to get a taste and then just build a relationship with the people here, with the country. And then at some point, when it fits you and you decide that this is where you want to be, if it's the country for you, then it doesn't take long. Automatically. Like,
absolutely know.
It doesn't take long. It didn't take me long. I mean, it didn't take him long either. So
if you're sitting in your normal scenario on your normal couch, watching your normal scenario, doing your normal thing, it's kind of hard to break away from that. And I get it, and that's why we always offer you to come on a trip. And then you will start questioning certain things because you saw stuff that you were told was a certain way in Africa. You were told this and you were told that, and you believed it. And when I say believe it, you believe it in your core. You believe it. And then you get here, and I think one of the things that got me, and I did share this story. You know, I'm a car guy, and eventually I'll be posting videos on cars too. You never know, but I do like cars. I do, and I remember coming here, and you know, I had me some decent cars in the U.S. a few, and then what happened was I started noticing all my friends got Porsches. My South African friends have, you know, Cayennes, 911s, and this was that was some time ago. So I was like, you know what? I went back to the States, and I just said, you know, I'm getting rid of all these older cars. And I'm gonna go ahead and buy this 911, and I did, and I did it because of the influence that I'm learning, you know, from my African brothers here. And now that I'm here, I still see. I mean, I'm sure you see some nice cars around here.
Absolutely, and it's so normal. That's the thing. It's such a normal thing to see all of these luxury vehicles and black people behind the wheels, and I mean, it's just so normal. You would think that we don't see these things in the U.S.
I mean,
but the fact that we're told we're not supposed to see these things here in Africa.
Right,
That's
for
why
sure.
it's like, wow, these people are living better than some of us are in the States.
Easily,
much better, and it's such a normal thing.
Yeah.
It's the norm.
100%.
You know.
Yeah, I think one of the things too that because we've been in here going back and forth so long, and Asha will have the experience as well, that the middle class is just burgeoning. It's getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of these locations. If you guys follow us, we do show a lot of homes. They're consistently building. They're constantly putting up. I mean, you ride down any of the major highways, you see cranes. You see all these different things, and an older gentleman a long time ago said, "If you see cranes, there's money." Here in South Africa, it might not be in the industries that you're used to, but the monies are here. And the good part about it is that, you know, you are welcome to come live. Ultimately, you know, earn your residency, and then be part of it. And then I guess the last thing I'm going to ask you is, what is the real South Africa to you?
The real South Africa to me is it's the people. That's number one. The people and the different experiences that you're going to have, the different levels of life, of realness, whether it's in the townships, whether it's in the downtown, the high-end restaurants, and the you know, just it's all of it. It's the people.
Absolutely.
It's Ubuntu.
She said
Okay.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe to this video, to this channel, and of course, please go over to Asha's channel as well. What's it called again?
Asha means life.
I love it.
You got anything, Tasha?
No, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys, like I always say, in the flesh, physically, right here in South Africa.
All right, you guys, we are back. We are just riding around, and of course, Asha's sitting in the back seat. And what do you think about that interview? Wasn't it amazing? She had a great journey here, and of course, you know, she's going to be back real soon. She's making proper plans. She's working with us to make things work for her and whatnot. I can honestly tell you that she actually followed the plan that we set forth with her, and she was very happy with how everything worked. Even if she only came for a few days, she followed the game plan, and she's going to be able to ultimately reside here in sunny South Africa, possibly here in Blue Valley, maybe other locations, but she's definitely going to come. But we definitely want to hear your comments. We want you to obviously go to her page as well. It's called Asha Means Life, but we definitely want to hear your comments, what you think about what we're doing here and how we're doing it. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at therealsouthafrica.com. You can email us direct at info@therealsouthafrica.com. So Tasha, what do you think about her journey here in South Africa?
Her journey is actually inspirational. Just listening to her story from the time she got here early December to now, just listening to how she allowed herself to just exist and be amongst the people here and immerse herself and be comfortable. that is something that we don't really get to do very often in the States, and she exhibited that. And you're right, she followed our plan. She listened to, the things that we put in place, the way that we do things, and she was grateful for the fact that she didn't have to ask 7 different people questions. She had
Yeah,
us.
she didn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, she didn't have to worry about anything, and she was very grateful for that. I mean, she really came here with an open heart and open mind, a positive attitude, which is what matters. If you come here looking for negativity, you can find it, but she was definitely ready to be here, and I'm grateful that she's here, and I hope that you guys will join us as well here in South Africa.
But as you see, we do have our own travel agency here in South Africa that can assist you in coming to South Africa for various reasons. Obviously, if you want to come as a tourist, we can definitely do that. If you're looking at trying to come to South Africa for, just leisure and just enjoy yourself, we could do that. Come eat some food, come have some drinks, have a great time. We could take care of that. So give us a call and let us know what your desires are here in Africa, and let us take care of it for you. Let us make sure everything runs smoothly. We don't want you to be one of those people that come here and then they're like, okay, where is this? What is that? I saw it in the video, but how do I get to it? We don't want you to waste your time, because obviously your time is valuable, and every moment that you lose in South Africa is just a tragedy. But I will say again, thanks to the South Africans that make this very possible. You have no idea, that the South Africans that are here are contributing every day, and they don't even know it. It's just simply because they are just good people overall, and it's easy to feel and it's easy to see. So, but yeah, we do what we can to bring to you there in the diaspora, South Africa in all its glory. And of course, those that are looking at trying to come here, we also have a book that you can purchase that gives you a lot of answers, a lot of things like that. And then of course, we have a big group trip coming in September 2021. If you're interested in that, let us know. Chat with you later.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.